What's up, guys? This is Yacine. So we just got some new cards announced, and obviously some old new cards, I guess, that we're gonna be going over very briefly, just because you know, yeah, I don't even have to say it at this point. But yeah, by the way, just in case you obviously couldn't tell, this is Yacine from the present and not Yacine from the past. So we're done making pre-recorded videos since I'm back home. I landed from Mexico just today, actually. I mean, if you're watching this video, then it's actually from yesterday. Yeah, because today is yesterday. Oh, so, look, nothing makes sense. Whatever, just like and subscribe. Okay, so we got some Nouvelles cards, which, again, I don't really have to go over them. The Pendulum Monster, really good. Obviously, the Ritual Monster, pretty good. I mean, it's always treated as a Hungry Burger, so it gets some bonus points. And it looks very interesting as well. I mean, it looks relatively yummy, but it's a little too cheesy for me, I guess. And, yeah, Recette de Nouvelles. Okay, it's pretty interesting. That's the continuous spell. Yeah, this one, it just synergizes so well with the deck. Like the fact that you target like your monsters and stuff. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, that one. And then yeah, you add the recipe or Nouvelle card, blah blah blah. Really cool. So yeah, these cards are really sick. The Vanquish Soul monster. Yeah, this one's obviously insanely broken. Now you can do some turn 0 plays on the deck, which I'm looking very forward to playtesting with this deck. And I think this is Duelist Advance, which should be legal for the NAWCQ. So yeah, if you guys are fed up with the Alliance Inside format, even though we're not even in it yet, well, I guess the good news is we are probably going to be looking into a more interesting format when we get the newer set. The new decks overall are just really interesting, as long as like Raziel and Malice take a hit, I guess you can say. Vanquish Soul rocks, this allows like pretty much any Vanquish Soul monster to kind of turn into a Zeus, so you can overlay it on top of like one Vanquish Soul monster, which is really cool. And then, yeah, you make a Zeus after battling, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty nice. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really work, but whatever. It's still really cool, I guess, in a way. And then Vanquish Soul start, field spell, that kind of gets your stuff going, but not really. Yeah, like you're searching a Vanquish Soul monster when you already have a Vanquish Soul on your field, so you still need a normal summon. So if you draw like Heavy Burger and Caesar, and like all the big boys, and like nothing to like start summoning them, then you're still doing jack shit. But yeah, it's still a really cool card. Maiden in Love. Garbage, Eucalyptus Mole, garbage, and then Soul Union, garbage as well. Okay, so the Lunalight cards, there you go. This is where I'm gonna say the word garbage a little less. So Lunalight, Gold Leo, what is wrong with me? Level 4 Dark Beast Warrior, first and second effect once per turn. If this card is a normal or special summon, you can add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand except itself, then discard one card, and it gets discarded as part of the effect. So if you're searching, I mean, there's so many cards that like just actually have really nice effects when they're sent to the grave. So Emerald Bird, I think it's a Monster Reborn, so that's pretty nice. And then Kaleido Chick, this one recycles back a polymerization in your grave. And then the rest, I don't really know actually, but whatever. So fueling your graveyard can be really good. Yellow Marten has a graveyard effect that's really nice. It allows you to loop your Lunalight Tiger. And yeah, obviously, if you can just get cards in your graveyard, that's an even better way of making Lunalight Tiger really good. So yeah, this allows like you to just pop off with like 2 cards. If you draw like Gold Leo and Yellow Marten, then it's basically impossible to lose. You're just gonna go search the Tiger, and then discard Yellow Marten, and then you just start doing your degenerate plays. So yeah, this card is the goo. If a Lunalight monster is sent to your grave while this card monster is on the field, you can target one of them, add it to your hand. Okay, that's also insane. Yeah, that's completely broken. There we go. Yeah, so, hold on a second. This is actually kind of unfair because the second effect of this card synergizes with the first effect, so basically you kind of just search a monster for kind of free in a way. So yeah, honestly, this is just insane. I really am looking forward to see just how relevant Lunalight is going to be with the new support, considering the Tiger is a 3. Tenki is a 3, if I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure the deck should be at full power. Maybe Lunalight Orchest could be a thing again. Lunalight Silver Hound, level 3 Dark Beast Warrior. I'm pretty sure I haven't went over these cards, by the way. But yeah, first and second effect once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, wink wink, you can special summon one Lunalight monster from your deck except itself, and if you do, you can also special summon the monsters from the extra deck only while you control that face of monster, except Lunalight monsters. Okay, so it's kind of whack, but if you can just bounce it back to your hand with like Yellow Marten, then it really just doesn't matter. So I guess the goal is to go normal summon this, and then you get this, you send it to the grave, effect, special summon what's his face, and then like Tiger, and then you bounce it back with Yellow Marten, and then yeah, you just play from there. Very nice. Or you can just do some fusion plays if you're actually trying to do Lunalight combos in your Lunalight deck. But you can also just treat it as like a rank 4 deck. I mean, I feel like any deck that is really good at summoning level 4s is kind of just going to be playing the Raziel engine. It's the sad reality of, I guess, Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, because the Raziel cards are like the best, like, toolbox for level 4 decks. When a spell, trap card, or effect is activated on the field, very specifically, you can banish this card from your grave. Sorry, no, yes. Banish this card and one Lunalight fusion monster from your grave. Negate the activation. So again, this card actually rewards you for playing Lunalight as a Lunalight deck. Which, I mean, that has been a thing in the past. Like, Raphael Nevin did win a YCS, I think, Chicago in 2019. But like, actual Lunalight OTK. It wasn't even Lunalight Orcus or like Rank 4 Turbo. It was, you know, like Meow Meow OTK. There you go. So maybe it will become a thing again. And it could be the meta call that nobody expects. Because this card is one heck of a beast. Like, actually ridiculous. Look at this. Level 12 Dark Beast Warrior Fusion. You need Lunalight Leo Dancer and 3 Lunalight monsters. So to copy Leo Dancer, I'm pretty sure you can just mimic its name with Kaleido Chick. Right, so yeah, exactly. It's actually way too convenient. So yeah, you're basically just never actually going to Leo Dancer. Really, Kaleido Chick is just like the best way of getting like this name and the materials in the process. So yeah, unaffected by non-Lunalight card effects, which is insanity, like ridiculous. Like 3,800 attack and it's a towers. This is insane. Like this is better than like a Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. Can make a second attack during each battle phase. There you go. So obviously power creeps all the Raid Raptor monsters as the best waking the dragon target. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send one Lunalight monster from your extra deck to the grave. Destroy all opponent's special summon monsters. Holy shit. This is insane. Like, everything about this card is broken. Because not a lot of decks can actually get rid of this. Like, you're gonna have to go into, like, an Underworld Goddess. But by the time you get to summon, you know, like, 4 monsters worth of material so that you can start making the Underworld Goddess, all you have to do is just go effect, destroy your whole board. Yes, so that's a nice attempt at trying to out my gigantic 3,800 attack beatstick. It's actually insanity. Like, this is such a broken card, and honestly, it doesn't look that difficult to summon. It's just that you might have to play some weird cards in your Lunalight deck, like Lunalight Fusion maybe, but it is a Lunalight card, because Lunalight Perfume is not. But I guess you can say that this issue kind of got fixed, because we do have a new interesting... Oh, actually, no, more cards. There we go. Lunalight Perfume Dancer, level 6 Dark Beast Warrior Fusion, 2 Lunalight monsters. You can only use the first, second, and third effect once per turn. If this card is Fusion Summon, you can add a Lunalight Perfume from your deck to your hand. That card, by the way, is like insanity. It's like a Monster Reborn that is not once per turn, and even the Graveyard effect is not once per turn, where you basically just search any Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand by banishing it from the grave and discarding a card, which it's basically a custom card. So the fact that you can search a custom card that wasn't searchable before is, it's kind of nice, not gonna lie. You can target one other Lunalight card you control, return it to the hand or extra deck, then you can special summon one Lunalight monster from your hand. Okay, yeah, that's also very good. I mean, sure, you just keep on bouncing your tigers over and over, so I will take it. It really does help you out. I mean, this is basically like a double extender when you think about it. I mean, like a triple extender, or a quadruple extender, because it searches a double extender, and then it bounces back your Tiger so that you can summon a monster, and then Tiger revives back another monster. So yeah, you can literally get like 4 summons off of just summoning this card, which is insanity. And then you can banish this card from your grave. This turn, monsters your opponent controls will lose attack equal to their own original defense. So yeah, OT King has never been easier. I am a huge fan of this card, so freaking broken. And finally, we've got Lunalight Masquerade. Continue spell. First and second effect once per turn. During your main phase of this card was activated this turn, you can send a Lunalight monster from your deck to the grave, which is also pretty nice. I mean, there's quite a few monsters that you would want to send, I think, with this card. I mean, you can just obviously send like Yellow Martin, and then Yellow Martin can... Hold on a second. I just realized Yellow Martin also has an effect when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect. I kept forgetting about this small little detail, because, first of all, the Lunalight spells and shops, they used to be bad. But now they no longer suck. Because obviously, again, the best one was Lunalight Perfume, and then I guess you could say, oh yeah, but Serenade Dance was like a decent card to just send to the grave. Yeah, that's not wrong. But now there's actual, like, real cards. So yeah, you can search this off of Yellow Martin, which kind of defeats the purpose, but whatever, you get the point. So yeah, that's kind of nice, right? If you and then you can bounce it back, but then you can't use it again. But whatever, it's fine. If you fusion summon a Lunalight monster, you can add a Polymerization from a grave or banish to your hand, then you can discard 1 card. And if you do, once this turn, if you summon a Lunalight monster, you can also use monsters in your grave by banishing them. So yeah, it's kind of like how Cyberdark Chimera, right? It allows like Power Bond to become like an Overload fusion. This is pretty much the same. So yeah, every single one of these cards that I just reviewed, absolutely beautiful. I love this deck so much. Now, you already believe I will be making a Lunalight combo video and deck profile very soon. I know I've been saying this for a couple of decks, and honestly, I really do apologize for being super late to like literally everything, but I was like super overwhelmed with like YCS Mexico and stuff like that, which by the way, I will be making a coverage on like my experience and also like the decks that people played and stuff very soon, so stay tuned, right? Because I played Crystron, the best deck, you already know it. Okay, some new imports from Alliance Insight. So these are the OCG exclusives that are no longer OCG exclusives. The only thing that really matters here, I guess Dragolithia Kunzite is not bad in Blue Eyes. It's not trash, it's not insane, but it's not garbage. But D-Pity, the name used to just be Pity, that card is really nice in Fiendsmith Primite. It's a real card. It's the better version of White Dustin, because, I mean, at least in that build, in Blue Eyes, White Dustin is better because it's a level 1 monster. But yeah, D-Pity, the really cool thing about this is that if you got like a Bestiole, you can go for a Light and Dark Chaos Angel with it. And obviously it's a one-card Fiendsmith combo because it's a Light Fiend and it's a normal monster, so it synergizes with the Primite concept. So yeah, this is literally just perfection for Fiendsmith Primite. Huge fan of it. I think this card will definitely make the deck a little bit better because now you no longer have to play like the garbage, like level 4 monsters like Alexandrite Dragon or Summon Skull and all that copium. No. Now you just play like an actual legitimate level 4 monster. And another interesting thing about this is that your Primite Barrel, it is now a 1-card rank 4. If you need it, I mean, it's a 1-card Baguska. If you need it to be a Baguska, so depending on the context, obviously, which is really nice, honestly. I think like Barrel is just keeps becoming like a better and better card. So it's really cool to see a card like this just randomly creating like new situations for like an already existing deck that never really got to shine before. Because the OCG, they never had the same struggle as us. They had this card since day one because it wasn't like a. They got that like pretty much at the same time, I think, as the Primite. So yeah, it's really nice to see that the deck is going to be much better. Speaking of Primite, these are the new cards. So obviously I kind of just already kind of reviewed them before, but yeah, the Fusion Spell, pretty cool for Blue Eyes. I mean, it's just an okay card. It's not insane. It's not bad at all. And the Fusion, I mean, this card's, it just feels like really broken against like Yummy post game 1. It doesn't really take much for you to just shut down like all the Link 1s and Link 2s that your opponent summons. Well, it has on the field, as long as you got like 2 normal monsters in your field and grave, which again, in Blue Eyes, is not difficult to do. It's very easy to get like 2 Blue Eyes in your grave, so level and rank and link rating 2 monsters or lower, they will be doing absolutely nothing. This is basically a skill drain. On legs, a really good card. What is this? Oh yeah, First of the Dragon Lords. Okay, so this is like a retrain of a card that already exists. First of the Dragons. So yeah, you need 3 No. You need like the 3 materials are 3 normal monsters. There you go. It must be fusion summoned, and the third effect is once per turn you can only control one of this boy on the field. It can be destroyed by battle, and it is unaffected by other monster effects. Alright, okay, yeah. And then once while face up on the field, when a spell or trap card is or effect is activated, you can destroy all spells and traps on the field. I mean, that's a pretty cool card. So you can summon this off of the Primite Fusion, which is nice, but the problem is that 3 normal monsters, it's not something that you want to do in Blue Eyes. Like, people are already not really happy about the fact that they gotta play 2 Blue Eyes. Imagine playing 3. So I think this is only really playable in, like, Primite, Fiendsmith Blue Eyes, where you play, like, 2 Blue Eyes, and then, like, one Pity, and then you can get like your third normal monster that way, because you're still playing the Primite engine, so you can get access to Primite Fusion, which obviously is a great way of summoning this. I mean, it's probably like the only real way. Or you can play Dragon's Mirror. Ooh, oh my god, what a great card. Alright, some new Regenesis cards from Duelist Advance. Now we're actually moving into like the actual new cards, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So Regenesis, Pentateuch. All their names make no sense, and I'm not racist or anything, but bro, what is this? Like, nani? You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If you control a monster with 2,500 original attack and defense, or defense. Where have you seen this before? Target 1 card your opponent controls, or you can target 2 if you control Regenesis Lord, which I think is like the big boss monster. Banish that card or cards. Okay, would have been nice if it was like a quick play spell, but I can't, this is wishful thinking. If this card is in your grave, except during the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, special summon 1 monster with the Regenesis stats from your hand. It's really not that great, unfortunately. Regenesis Commandments, normal trap, you can only activate 1 card with this card once per turn. Apply these effects to all cards your opponent controls in the same column as your Regenesis monsters. Yeah, clearly, like, Konami's trying to turn Regenesis into Mech Knight 2.0. So face-up cards are, their effects are negated. The face-down monsters, they can't change their battle positions forever. Okay, so it's kind of like a Floodgate Trap Hole. Face-down spells and traps cannot be activated until the end of the next turn. It's cool, but anything that just, like, relies on columns, there's, like, an inherent way of just playing around it. Like, there's like a natural loophole to like this mechanic. So that's the reason why I'm not a huge fan of it. It's kind of like how Imperm, like in theory, you can negate spells and traps, but on practice, it almost never will. It's funny that I say this because I actually misplayed at the YCS Mexico by accidentally using a droplet on the Imperm column, and it made me feel really stupid. So yeah, I guess that proves that columns can matter sometimes. I mean, they do matter, especially with Relinquished Anima and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an okay card, but I don't really feel like Regenesis wants okay cards. I feel like it wants broken cards, because the concept of just requiring monsters with 2500 attack or defense is already something that is, you know, it's already a big requirement. So the fact that these cards are also just, you gotta control Regenesis Lord, or also have to be in the same column, that's just like too many requirements at this point, unfortunately. And finally, we've got a new Labyrinth card from Duelist Advance, and I think this is actually the last card, Trapholic. So for sure this card, it's getting its name changed in the TCG, and it's very interesting how it's clearly a Labyrinth-like card, but it's not like a Labyrinth card, if you understand what I'm trying to say. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn, and I don't think you really care too much because the effect is pretty nice. So target one spell or trap you control, destroy it, then set one normal trap from your deck, except itself, and it can be activated this turn while you have 3 or more traps in your grave. I like this card so freaking much for one specific reason, and when I will say it, you will definitely understand what I'm trying to think. Cyber Dragon. Now, obviously, like, you know, you might be thinking, but Yaxine, what is the synergy between this and Cyber Dragon? Well, look at this. Activate Cybernetic Overflow, change Trapholic, destroy my own Overflow, and then set, like, anything, and then Overflow effect, search any Cyber spell or trap from deck to hand, and then at this point you have at the very least 2 traps in your grave, so if you have, like, any other trap, then you can use whatever trap that you set, and then you just keep playing. So it's actually even better than Trap Trick in that instance. But what I like about this card is that I can actually see a world in which people, instead of doing like, you know, 3 trap trick with like 3 of the traps that they're trying to search, if they're trying to play like 6 of a specific trap, they can start diversifying. They can do like Trapholic or Trapholic and Trap Trick, because this actually doesn't lock you under only being able to use one trap card for the rest of the turn, whereas Trap Trick actually does. So that kind of can be an issue. And also destroying your own spells and traps, it's honestly not even that much of a drawback, because, like, for example, if you're grinding through a board going second, and your opponent goes like Drill Beam, negate one of your traps, well, you can actually dodge the Drill Beam by destroying your own spell or trap, so it still resolves through the Drill Beam because it's not getting negated, and then you're getting a normal trap in the process, and it can be used right away. This is a very interesting card. I think it's infinitely better than people are giving it credit for. I will most likely be making a full card review on this card, and when I say card review, it's probably going to be a very short video of like 3, 4, 5 minutes, just to like go over all the best targets, all the best applications for it. But I think this is going to be kind of like Trap Trick 2.0, where it's going to be played in basically everything, not just trap decks. It can be used as a splashable tech card in the side deck, so that you can get your hand on like different dimension grounds, stuff like that. But I don't really think it's going to be like that great in non-trap decks, just because of the requirement of 3 or more traps in your grave. But still, I should be able to think of like a bunch of decks where this restriction doesn't really hurt you all that much. But yeah, in conclusion, I think pretty much everything that we reviewed today is kind of cool. I mean, the Regenesis cards, they weren't too great. This Fusion Monster is like alright. The private cards are good, actually. The pity is huge. I actually really think that card is very good. And then, yeah, the Lunalight cards are insanity. Like, honestly, like, unfair. Like, this is... I will be shocked if Lunalight is not tier 1 off of this new support, because Lunalight Liger Dancer, this card single-handedly forces players to, like, play Underworld Goddess in their extra deck, because if you don't, how the hell are you beating this? Like, this is way too much, because, bro, 3800 attack. Good luck killing this. It can make a second attack during each battle phase, so you literally die if you don't out this card by, like, turn 2, actually. And if you try to out it, then you just die, because it has an effect that regekis basically everything you got. So yeah, enjoy not having fun. And yeah, also like yeah, this is also like this is whatever. I mean, yeah, they suck, but it's fine. And then the Vanquish Soul card's insane, and the Nouvelles card's insane, but Nouvelle is Nouvelle. So, but to be fair, at the very least, we are getting Angry Burger. I just feel like at this point, all we're missing is Hangry Burger, and then we've got like the full collection. Yeah, so you could do like 1 Hungry Burger, 1 Angry Burger, and then 1 Hangry Burger. And that will be like your playset of Hungry Burgers if the third one is always treated as Hungry Burger. Just in case you didn't know the rule, it's not a ruling, it's a rule. you are not allowed to have more than, you know, 3 copies of a certain card, like, name in your deck. But Angry Burger and Hungry Burger have the same name. Because this is a condition that is applied even outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, when you're registering, like, your deck list on, like, the side deck or Neuron or something, it's not actually going to allow you to put, like, more than... I mean, you might be able to, but that would be a glitch, and that would also be a game loss for you. So, yeah, you're not allowed to have, like, 3 Hungry Burger and then 1 Angry Burger, because then you're playing, like, 4 copies of Hungry Burger. Just in case you didn't know. But a lot of people know because of Cyber Lady, sorry, yeah, well, no, hold on a second, Harpy Lady, there's like 5 of them or something that are always treated as Harpy Lady. Why am I saying Harpy? I need some sleep. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, blah, 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 and I'll see you guys eventually, soon enough. Peace.